All right, let's practice C++. Actually learning this. I never learned C++. So. All right, range-based for loop. Let's check it out. I got an old book here. It's like C++ 11 or something, I think. Professional C++ second edition. That's like way old. But it should have some things I can get out of it. Okay, we have an array. Let's see. And then we want to go through these. So we have an auto thingy here. Auto. What is that? An auto reference? Let's see. Ampersand. Let's see. And then the name of the array. Seems kind of weird. Let's see. Let's just print them out. I guess you could do that. Let's just do that. The auto range. I don't know. I'm not seeing what you get out of that though. I don't have a build script on this. What's the name of this main? Let's see. Handling. Let's see. Yeah, I don't really know what you get out of it though. Maybe somebody can comment on what's the use case for that. Um, I guess it's less writing, but well, now there's something because you don't have the length, so you'd have to know the length. That's what it's for. Okay, now it makes sense. Yay. Okay, that's not bad, but the syntax is still to me kind of weird. I got to get used to that. Let's see if I can do it from memory now. Uh, let's see, auto. Let's use X and R. Okay. Let me print X. And then do this. Okay, yeah, I get it now. That comes in handy. So there's a lot of times in the C programming where you need that length. But who knows? Maybe there's a new standard in C that has that or something. I haven't kept up. Okay. The only thing I don't like though is not being able to use a variable in the array length when when you create the array. But it says here that you can use a what is it, a constant expression? In C++ 11 it did. Or maybe later versions of C++ you can. Probably can. But this is C++ 11. Huh. So how can I do that? If I did, let's do this. So instead of that, let's see if I can do this. So integer, let's say x equals 42. So I would do what? Integer reference? I haven't looked at any of this. I'm just kind of trying to figure it out. And I think that's integer reference. Um, xref equals. Now I don't have to put address of, right? Like I would with a pointer, because you're actually just assigning it to a variable. So it's kind of like another name of a variable, the way I understand that. So then, whoops, yeah, cout xref. Can I do that? Well, let's do both of them. Ah, what is that? What'd I do? Oh, numlock. So let's do x and then new line, copy that down, and we'll do xref here, compile. Oh, I'd actually compile it. Run it. Okay, so that's what it is. So I guess the use case is you don't have to use a pointer and then and then dereference that. So integer pointer xp equals address of x, and then down here we can say xp, what that points to, that, this. Okay, so I guess it saves you from the dereferencing because that's a cost if you're doing a lot of that, from what I understand. You know, if you're trying to make something quicker or whatever. Okay, so does that mean, let me see, does that mean we could do this? XA for array. So we can't just do that because that's a variable. Can't do that. Yeah. Expression did not value to a constant. But can we do it as a reference since that can't change, supposedly? No. So line 12 did not do that. Okay. So you can't do that. And I suppose you can't just dereference one either. P points to no. Okay. Hmm. I'm not going to look any further into that, but let me go back into here. Chapter 16. Oh, wait, that's different. That was random numbers. Where was that? I don't like that this book skips around. It'll tell you something and then say, oh, yeah, look at chapter 9. And just tell me now. Let's see. Okay, what about the keyword const? Can we do that? Let's see. I need a bookmark. Okay, so if I say, can you make this like a constant? Is that legal? X. No. Oh, constant integer reference. Where's that at? Number 9. Oh, yeah, I don't need these anymore. I'm just trying to do this. Do that there. Okay, so I think that fix that. That was an easy one. Yay. Well, it doesn't do anything, but okay, so we got that. If we declare it const, we can, which is fine. What else? What else we got? We got arrays. Oh, we got multi-dimensional arrays. Of course, we got standard library stuff too. One thing I do like though is this here. So if we do the array here, then we can initialize each one to 0. Okay, let's use let's see if I remember the range now. For auto I of XA, std, line there, there. So, whoa, that's going to be 42 of them. So, oh well, our computer can handle it. Let's try it. So that should be 42 zeros. Yay. I'm just going to trust that that's 42 zeros. Oh. So I like the initialization there of that. Comes in handy. That way you ain't gonna write a for loop or the auto range and set it into 0. All right, what about multi-dimensional? Blah, blah, blah. 3 dimensions is really hard to think about it in your head. So I got to run down the dollar store. Let's do a 2-dimensional array. Let's see, character. I don't know, A, or yeah. Actually, we can do a tic-tac-toe board. So let's do board. What would it be? 3 by 3. So I wonder if you can 0 that out like that. Huh. I don't even know how you do that. Can you do that? Let's check it out. I guess. Okay, cool. Those zeros. I don't know why you'd want zeros, but let's see. Let's print it out. Let's see. Should we do our Y's? Nah, we already know a standard board is 3 by 3, so we don't need the auto on this. Unless you want to just type, less. 0. 3. let's do, let's see, what can we do here? Space. Let's do X. Then we need a space, unless it's the last one. So 1, 2, 3. You know what we could do? We don't need this second loop. We just print the rows. And just do Y1 or board Y0. Oh, come on. Y2 that. Where's my zeros at, man? Board 0, 0. Oh, crap. Hold on. The 0 is a blank in the ASCII set. So let's do this. Need that to zeros. Or actually make it something else. Yeah, that's good enough. Let's go there. We'll get 1, 0. So apparently that doesn't do it. It's just 3, 3. It probably set it at like 3, 3 or something. I don't know. So, hmm. Because the other ones are not going to have anything in it. So let's just go ahead and do that. Them all. Whoops. And I need 3 more. Whoops. There. That's all jacked up, isn't it? Okay, 0, 0, 0. Then we need 1. How do you do change all the columns at once? I can do it with a mouse, but I don't know how you do it if you just have a trackpad. Isn't it like shift? What is that? Shift there. And then, no. Let's see. Okay, where are you at? No. So, no. All right, what is going on? Come on. Don't want that. So I want columns. No. Can't remember how to do that in Sublime. Uh, oh well, whatever. I'll look it up later. But I remember doing it with a mouse, but I thought it had something to do with shift and a button. Okay, 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2. Okay, so it should be all X's on that. Yeah, there, that. Okay, yay, we got our board. All right, that's two-dimensional arrays. All right, that's it for this one of learning C++. I got to go over classes in C++. I may be at some point the rogue game caverns is probably gonna have to start throwing everything into classes. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know how the design is gonna go at this point. It might be all procedural generation. I don't know. I don't know how the monsters are gonna act at this point. Because if they're gonna move around or if there's gonna be any kind of AI, they're gonna have to I'm gonna have to store state and then chase the player, maybe. I don't know. There's a lot of ways to go on it. All right, that's it for this one. Thanks for hanging out. Share, like, subscribe, and stay tuned. I'll see you next time.